Hi, I just learned about this new model called UlizaLlama3 by Jacaranda. It's a 8 billion parameter language model that builds upon the foundation of Meta's Llama 3. It's been specifically enhanced to excel in processing and generating text in Swahili language. It aims to improve the natural language understanding and generation capabilities for Swahili speaking users and researchers. It has improved performance on Swahili language tasks, maintains general language capabilities of the original Llama 3 model, and is optimized for both understanding and generating Swahili text. At the bottom here, they have three sample evaluation prompts, which we shall be using to test this out. The first is write a story about a rabbit. The second is what causes headaches. And the third is write 5 benefits of manure. We'll test those. We shall initially start off by testing GPT-4o, and then we shall test Llama 3. And finally, we shall save the best for last and run the tests on Uliza Llama 3, asking those 3 questions that they have given as example prompts at the bottom. I'll be running everything from the command line. To run GPT-4o, I'll be using Simon Willison's command line tool called LLM, which is a very nifty tool, and you can run command line questions right from the terminal. So I'll go ahead and ask the first question, which was write a story about a rabbit. GPT-4 is pretty fast, so we should have a response here relatively quick. And there's a response, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it looks like a relatively decent story. So let's go ahead and ask the second question. What causes headaches? We're still using GPT-4o, and this should come back pretty fast. And there it is, 10 different points on what could possibly cause headaches. And the last question is 5 uses of fertilizer, which we shall go ahead and ask in Swahili. And there it is, 5 uses of fertilizer, which seem to be pretty good. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump onto the Azure Container app where I've deployed this particular resource. It's sitting on a 14-core CPU, 64 gigs of memory container, which is still very limited for a large language model, but it would be way much faster than trying to run it on my local machine. Additionally, it's a dedicated container with dedicated resources, and hopefully it should be able to run both Meta's Llama 3, which is what I'll be testing on next, and lastly, should be able to run the model that we're going to be testing, UlizaLlama3. I'll go ahead and ask it the same questions that I asked. I'll start off by asking it about the story, write a story about the rabbit. Oh, story about a hedgehog. So sungura in Swahili is rabbit, but for some reason it thinks it's a hedgehog. And it goes ahead and tells me about a story of a hedgehog named Sungura, which is rabbit, who lived in the forest. So that is absolutely wrong. And second, it's given me the story in English. Let's just go ahead for consistency, ask the exact same questions. The next one is going to be, uh, tell me what could possibly cause a headache. It goes ahead and continues talking about the hedgehog's head from harm. And it says in Swahili, the answer would be Yumba. Okay. That seems to be completely off. And the last question, which is 5 benefits of fertilizer. And it gives me 5 advantages of having a hedgehog, which continues with the same hedgehog theme, and not sure why it's doing that. But those are the 3 questions, and let's go ahead and exit out of that, and we shall load the next model. Okay, UlizaLlama3 has now loaded, and we shall go ahead and ask it the same 3 questions. We'll start off with asking it to tell us the story about a rabbit. And there it goes. Whoa, that's really strange. So it's given me a response, very brief, and doesn't seem very relevant. It's not a story about a rabbit. So let's go ahead and ask it the next question, which is what could possibly cause a headache? Out of the 3, this seems to be the slowest. And I'm not sure whether it's because they only uploaded safe tensors as opposed to a GGUF file. And there's the response about what could possibly cause a headache. And another response that doesn't seem relevant. And the last one, which is 5 benefits of fertilizer. It's not off to a good start. Now it talks about the rabbit. Okay. Another response that doesn't seem relevant. Okay, I'm just gonna kill this here because it's taking quite a long time. And additionally, it doesn't look like that's the response or has anything to do with 5 advantages of fertilizer. So I'll go ahead and kill that. Okay, I think that concludes my testing of UlizaLlama3. It was quite disappointing in its performance. I'm not sure whether it was maybe the way I possibly set it up. I also noted that the files are only safe tensor files. It would have been good if they had a GGUF file that was more flattened down, which would be easier to use, which is more in line. And as well as if they had submitted it to Azure, then it would be very easy to deploy. You can deploy and just push it straight to Azure. Whereas I had to make a container app and then make a model file for Llama using the safe tensor files and eventually run the model on Llama. It looks like the same Swahili questions when asked to Meta's Llama 3 was not good either. It looks like Llama 3 is not very strong in Swahili to start off with. So not sure why Jacaranda would use Llama 3 as their basis to continue building Swahili onto this model. If I was in the shoes, I would try to initially establish a model that is strong, or at least stronger in Swahili, and then build upon that. Lastly, GPT-4o blew both of these out of the water. It looks like it has a lot of Swahili training, and right off the back was very strong in its responses. So that's it. I might reach out to Jacaranda to ask them questions and see whether I set it up correctly. It might be something that I did wrong. But so far, it seemed to not be able to generate the responses that they got down here. And that's it for this video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.